All right, so I was speaking to Philip yesterday and came to the conclusion that so let's say that this works, right? It might be ugly, but it works. But now we're running into the issue of how do I do something like this where I create it and it has multiple different possibilities. And then here you can do plot column 0, which would be this one right here. Then you could do plot column 1, which would be this right here. But then there's also those situations where, like we had the multiple stops. I think with the, let's see. I think if I just follow the RSI tutorial, then I should have an understanding of how to do it because he basically has it all set up here where we have a situation where it just returns the just numbers. It has this it just has a data frame of like the index is 0 through 120. And so then he sets those to the lower and upperth. And then he also sets it to like tons of different things. So I got to go through that, figure out how he does that, and then look through. Um, Shit. It's starting to get pretty scary, as in if you dig deep enough and you combine enough stuff within vector BT, it does all of the things that I am trying to do. It's just I would have to make my own function to do the I would have to make my own function to do something like this. That's the problem with vector BT is like this is it's just not made by a trader, and the documentation is just so bad, and there's so many terrible non-real world examples that it's like it does everything that everybody could ever need it to do. It's just you'd have to go and it's like good luck hunting to find how to actually do it. You have to put together so many different things just to get it to do one thing that it should just do it right out of the box. Um, and so like I just the more I'm learning about it, the more I'm like, do I just say fuck all this and learn how to use vector BT, or do I just keep going down this path? And because it's like inevitably I'm going to have to build all of this stuff, this type of stuff anyways, because vector BT doesn't do the things that I or basically anybody else need it to do. Just right out of the gate, like just really, really simple stuff. Um, yeah, I guess that's the case. Again, not to say that vector BT is bad, whether it's the pro version or the free version, but it's clearly not made by a trader. I've talked to multiple people that have used vector BT, and not one of them have said it does what I need it to do. Like the plotting is terrible, but you can do everything that you need to do. It's just that you need to create your own functions and all this other stuff. Like if it would just do what Octobot does already, then it would be fine. And then if Octobot would just be as fast as vector BT, then it would be that is the dream. And I guess that's what I have to build here. But the thing is like even though this is like spaghetti disgusting code, I feel like I'm very close because we have the order records. We can create a portfolio from order records, obviously. But then now the problem becomes, how do I create a data frame of the returns? And he's done that. And so if I could just figure out how to create a data frame of the returns, then you can take that and you can uh, uh, filter all that information and group by and do all of that stuff. Um, and if I get the returns, and then I'm also able to get the anyways. So I'm gonna go through the the RSI tutorial. I think I'm gonna have to go through the RSI tutorial and maybe go back through the stop signals tutorial and see how to plot certain things and stuff like that. Um, but the first one is just gonna have to be the RSI. God, it is so unbelievably cold. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I'm gonna do right now. I guess what I'm trying to say is I just wish Vector BT, if he would just if he would have just listened and talked to people and talked to traders about what it is that they need. This and then instead of like continually add more and more and more and more and more and more and more confusing stuff like everybody is saying, just concentrate on the documentation and making the documentation better and making the examples more real world, then this would be perfectly fine. Nobody would need to do this. But it's just. But maybe I'm also here to admit that maybe, just maybe, I am so ignorant to this subject of building anything, which is true, that in the near future I'm going to run into the same problems he is. But I highly, highly doubt that though. Because, like I said, Octobot is literally being built by somebody who's not a trader. The fact that it took Pollock 2.5 years or more, whatever it is, just to implement leverage and didn't even know how to implement leverage. And I'm not talking down on him, but I guess I'm trying to justify my decision to keep going down this route of do I keep building my own thing and then just keep building and building and building and building and building my own thing. Well, I guess in the long run, if I have to rebuild Vector BT the way I want it to be, then that's just the way it's going to have to be, even though I don't want to do that. Because eventually I want my own thing. I'm going to have my own thing. So that way I know how it works and I don't ever have to rely on anybody. I guess that's the other part too, which is hard, is like, I'm having to do this because. But then I'm also thinking to myself, I'm doing this, but everybody else has the same idea when they're coding. It's like, I'm building this because it's not actually out there and nobody else is doing it like this. But then there are some people who are successful with that idea. Like, with when it comes to food, when it comes to YouTube video, oh, nobody's doing it like me. I'm about to change the game. And then it's like they completely flop. But I guess for me also, I've already done enough market research and I know that no backtesters are being promoted. Vector BT is the only one on the market that actually works now. It's literally the only one on the market, and so he can get away with having dog shit documentation and building something that is just the most confusing thing in the entire universe. And because nobody else, there's nothing else. There's nobody that's ever going to use Octobot because Octobot doesn't even have any documentation on how to use it. And once you do finally use it, it's the slowest thing known to mankind. And so I think that I'm going to be a lot less frustrated and a lot more happy once I get past this part right here, which is figuring out how to label these things with a multi-index, and each index has a return, and then also has the R2 score, because those are the only two things that I cared about. Is like when I was using Octobot, what were the settings and what were the settings that produced a gain of more than whatever percent and also had an R2 score of whatever and higher. That's all I cared about. And then obviously being able to plot those things. And so I feel like, yeah, as soon as I can figure out how he did the multi back test for the RSI strategy, and I can take my order records and turn it into that, then because he has that exactly here. He has the multi index would say uh lower like the below would be 20, then you have an index of the RSI window, and then over here he doesn't have this, but I would need you. He doesn't have any of this. He doesn't have the stop loss and the take profit and all those settings, and so I would need that, which is exactly what uh, uh, Octobot had. And so now I need to figure out, is that even possible? Like, how do you show which stop loss was what? And I guess that's where looking through the stop loss. Yeah, so examples, let's see. Stop signals. I think for me, um let's see. Oh, it wasn't walk forward optimization. Yeah, so here I have, so here we have this this is the stop signals one. And so here we are actually able to get the stop loss entries and exits and stuff like that. But that's because he's generating the stop signals outside of it. And here we're able to take that information and plot it because we have the. And so here I would need, this is what I need to be able to do. I guess I need to be able to concat. So I guess, oof. Yeah, this is what, I would need. Is like this exact thing to do, like the total return, have it do like this. So I think the answer is somewhere in here and the RSI tutorial in order to figure out how. But I think that I might be a little bit screwed here because oof, inside of the from signals, he's saving the names of the different things in the broadcasting section, and I'm not saving the names of any of this stuff. So I think that I'm going to have to create a base. So over here, he has the portfolio, and then he has the base, and then this is where there's um, non number related functions. And inside of here, this is where you're able to save all the names. You throw it into the simulation, you simulate it, then afterwards you return the wrapper, the close. This is what you return. And then I guess if you do uh and then when you do like pf.plot or whatever it is, it grabs the information from order records and wrapper and all this other stuff. And so I guess what I need to do is run the from signals and run the RSI thing, and run the stop signals, and just see where it's getting the information from, because um, yeah. So I think the answer is, which is gonna take like, I don't know, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I have no idea how long it's gonna take, but yeah, I think, and I think I'm gonna have to build my own base thing, and I think doing exactly what he's done here, which is some type of my own version of like a simple form of broadcasting. Um, and inside of here, I guess I would also need to be sent. Well, yeah, and then I need to do something with the. Yeah, so you have the values, and then you have broadcastable args, the keys, broadcasted args, and the keys. And then here's where you are able to keep all the names and stuff like that. And I guess all of that stuff gets put into this wrapper thing. Because I feel like, yeah, broadcast name args. Passing both arrays as yeah, this part right here. So yeah, the answer the uh is in those tutorials, or more of a solution is in those tutorials, or the hints are in those tutorials. Because I think if I can get to that point, or when I can get to that point, um, then I will have like some type of working version one that can be promoted, because who wouldn't want to be able to do exactly this? You have your leverage mode, you have your order type, you have your all of this stuff, and then you can do all of this. You don't have to create your own functions to generate all this shit. And in my opinion, this is the bare basics of what an backtester would need to do. You know what's funny too is that Octobot I don't even think had any of this type of stuff until Max came in, and he basically is doing to Octobot what I'm doing to Vector BT, which is, hey, this thing does almost what an actual trader would need it to do, and then he had to go in there, which I have so much respect for his coding. He went in there with no documentation and figured out how to make Octobot do all of this type of stuff. I mean, I have that guy is extremely intelligent. Yeah. But he also spent 17, 18 hours every single day just working. And so I'm having to basically do the same thing, except this time I get my cheat codes are the fact that I have actuals, some type of documentation. And so, and he did the same thing. He built his own folder. He's actually did exactly the same thing I'm doing, which is he built his own folder inside of Octobot, and then he built his own functions that worked with Octobot. And so for me, I've done that already with this little thing right here. But now I think I'm going to have no choice but to completely, well, I don't know, maybe completely and totally separate myself from Vector BT, the portfolio and all this other stuff, and I'm gonna have to build my own base. I'm gonna have to build my own from Signals thing, which is basically what I'm building. Is I want to be. I mean, the ultimate goal would be to have something like this. This is what I think that I am eventually going to do. If I come into here and I do this, I think what I want to be able to. I don't know if it's possible, but I would say you are able to send it I don't know how this would be possible, but you send it the coin, you have a for loop for the coins, then you have a for loop for the coins, then you have the order settings, then you have a for loop for the entries, then you have a for loop for the bars. But then I also, oh yeah. So you have the coins, then you have the for loop for the time frames. So you have coins. So you send it your data. So here I guess you'd send data. Then here you would send it so 1 minute so it can be resampled. So you'd have to download all of a whole bunch of different coins, 1 minute data, which could, I mean, you could just sit there and let your computer do that for like, I don't know, 5 days or whatever it is that you need to do. Then, if you wanted to do multiple time frames, you send it the time frames like 5 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, 2 hour, daily, something like this, right? Then you send it all of your different, and then you have your entries, which is your RSI, MACD, crop. This is the part that I don't think is going to be possible. It would need to be its own thing, and then you send the entries in from there. So there's no way. Yeah. that in my opinion, I feel like there's no way possible that this could be settled inside of some type of function. You'd have to have so many parameters. You'd have to have so many flexible and dynamic parameters that I have no idea how you would even do something like that. But the way vector BT, and that's why, okay, I guess that's why I'm saying, like, I don't think that I'm probably going to fully move away from vector BT unless I can I think I can probably just get away with using TALib, which I really would rather do because TALib is a million times faster. And I think after I'm able to get vector BT to if after I'm able to get the table that I want and the plotting that I want, then after that it is going to be more geared towards using TALib, because obviously that um, but even just using numba is fast, but using using TALib is a 4x improvement from so you go from 1 millisecond to 2. Yeah, so yeah, you go 4 times faster than 1 millisecond. So according to his data. So yeah, if I'm able to do that, then well, when I'm able to do that, running something like this, which could have over like 30 million possibilities or something like that, could take like 20 minutes or probably less than that. And then if I hook it up to multi-threading, then it's 100% over. I mean, you would be able to put in a million different parameter combination things. Um, yeah. But then I guess here, inside of this resampling thing, I guess I would have to do the resampling within NumPy, which I could probably end up doing that. But I also so for me, I need these three things first to work, so that way I can promote it as a usable thing. Because if I have the ability to do this, which is what I've really wanted to do, and then obviously I've shown that I can do this part. Now I need to just be able to look at the data and filter and analyze the data to see which one did the best. And then once I can do that, then I guess the game's over from there. Like I can just start promoting and promoting and promoting, and then I can also start cleaning up my own code. And then from there I could just look to then I guess after that I want to move the creating the entries and move away from uh uh vector BT into TALib. And I guess once I do that, then I need to figure out how to take my thing right here and then just turn it into my own vector BT. So I take my docs and I take my folder inside of vector BT, and then I take this setup, and that's it. Like uh I guess at that point, like that it would be the most basic of all basic thingies. And then I guess from there I would, if I needed to, yeah, this mapper stuff and all this other shit. Yeah, I guess from there it's like, okay, now I can really just start building. But anyways, it starts with doing the basic RSI strategy, and we're going from there. So there, I don't know when the next time I'm going to, yeah. So I'll just update whenever I make some progress on understanding how to label the data. Um, and I guess also too the way he does it with the stop signals, um, where the stop signals are generated outside of the function. I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to do something like that because take profits and stop losses and trailing stop losses, that stuff gets that stuff can get pretty intricate to where it's like I feel like it doesn't need to be attached to the, because I feel like the stop loss and take profits and stuff like that are possibly as intricate as trying to create, you know, a multiple indicator entries true or false thing. Like you could have so many different, moving the stop loss to break even, doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. I feel like inside of here, I need to be able to send a function, like how he can do, where you do. So I could just call something like stops equals, and then it'll be like some type of function that I put a whole bunch of different parameters into, and then that stores some type of array or something like that. But yeah, I don't think that I'm gonna be able to do this. But anyways, so one of the things I just realized is that there's a difference between RSI cross below, and then you could do these generic assessors, which is RSI. So if we do RSI, then we are getting the Panda series, and then with the Panda series, you could do VBT dot crossed below 30. And what that is doing is inside of here, you have this generic accessors, custom pandas accessors for generic data methods. Panda series. Oh, okay. I did not know. So that's what it says right here. That's what this is. And you have access to all of these different things. You have these different plots, I guess. And then here, this is where you have your cross below, crossed above. Oh, so you can have a data frame dot vbt dot crossed above data frame C. Oh, wait, one, okay. So yeah, you have drawdowns, you have all types of different thing. Oh, resample apply. Oh. Anyways, so I did not know that. It is still so unbelievably cold. So anyways, back to this. It's so funny because in the tutorial, he shows that you can use the generic rsi.vbt.cross below. Then right under that, it says entry. You can also do entries equals rsi.rsi cross below. So it's like, I feel like I need to hold off all questions, all assumptions, and that's what happens with every single one of these tutorials I'm doing. Just hold off all questions, all assumptions, uh uh all of that stuff until I'm done actually reading the document, the whole entire tutorial, because it literally answers the questions, answers some of the stuff that I have. Like, can it do this? Can it do this? And so here it says, if you're curious about something, do that DRI. Oh, whoops. So here we have close, close above, cross below, close equals, config, dumps, in location, plots. Oh, plot defaults. RSI, below RSI. What is the difference between close above? Hmm. Then you have your run comms, short name, to doc, tuple lock, window list, window location, wrapper. Okay. Anyways. Oh shit, I just remembered that I added this feature here with the style bot. Yeah, so now I can just copy and paste everything instead of having to type everything out. Thank God. Thank God. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord, 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 Lord. Hey, hey, hey. Oh my God, I was still recording. Um, so here is a thing that I'm looking at, which I did not know that this even had this. Generate open high low close stop exit in um generate open high low close stop exits. And so you can put in your stop loss, you can put in your take profits and all of this other stuff based off of your open high low close data. Um, and it's A, B, C, I guess somewhere up. This is why I absolutely hate this documentation. This thing is assuming, this documentation is assuming that you've already read the rest of the beginning of the documentation so you know what all of this stuff is. So it's like, why can't it just, each of these things have their own fucking. Or what I'm going to do with my documentation is. Oh, okay, well, yeah, he does that up here, I guess. True, false, 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 false. True, false, true, false, true. True, 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 false, false. So we have true, false, true, true, false, false, false. Then true, false, true, false, true. So you get into the trade, then you get out of the trade. That's a take profit. Makes sense. Here you have a take profit. Because you do a true, false, true, false, true. Then here you have. So you have a false, true, false, true, false. Then you have a true, 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 false, true. So here you have this. And on the second to last one, oh, yeah. So here it looks like you are applying. So this is kind of what I was that this is what I'm talking about. Like this generate open high low close stop exits. This is something that I think that I'm going to have to end up creating. And then what you do is you take your mask or your whatever this is, and then you I don't know. But this is very, 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 very. This is as close as I can think of to being able to do that. So then here you could do, uh, I guess like this could be. I mean, I guess at this point you're basically doing the simulation because here this mask is your entries and exits. Mask is entries and exits. And then if you're doing that, and then you're generating your. I mean that up there was your entries, and so now this is your exits. Oh, and then you can just feed your entries to the from signals, and you can send your exits to the from signals. And so this is coin A, this is coin B, this is coin C. to find an exit for the first entry and ignore all entries that are in between them. I don't know what that means. It doesn't really make any sense because this output is the same exact as this output. Oh no, it's not. It's this one is different here. To automatically remove all ignored entry signals, pass chain true. This will return a new entries array. I don't know. But see, this is what I'm talking about. It's like vector BT has all of this shit. So do I really actually need to? It's just hidden. I don't even know how I came across this. Oh, I came across this on accident by the signals. So it's like, in order for me to find some of the uh, things that vector BT does, I'm gonna have to go through all of these things and see what all of these things do just to understand what, because in my opinion, like you can have a whole bunch of this stuff like partition, ranges, rates, nth index, normav index, index mapping, all of this stuff. But there should be, so I guess it's like, do I, because what if, I guess what I'm thinking now too is like, what if this was a gigantic waste of time and if which is probably, well, not really, but like this Cartesian thing could be a gigantic waste of time because here you just put the Cartesian of this stuff inside of that. I'm pretty sure there's something that you can do that. I know in the Pro version you can generate your parameters with Cartesian. Then, my other question would be like, how would I go about? I'd have to figure out, I'd have to create my own function to keep track of the liquidation price. I'd have to keep my own like the cash borrowed, used cash, all of this stuff like already works within vector BT. Then there's like max equity risk. How would I'd have to create my own functions to do all of that stuff. So I don't know, it's so weird because it's like half the stuff from vector BT I can use and half the stuff I don't. So, but I guess I'm gonna have no choice but to do things to where it's like, okay, this kind of does what I wanted to do. So now I can, I mean, I guess this is just nothing but pre-processing. So so I could just do I could, yeah, so creating the exits is basically the same thing as creating your entries. So so I guess the goal would be you create your entries right here, then you come down here and you create your exits down here using this generate OHLC stop exits thing. Then from there, you just have your trues and you have your falses, and then you come down here, and then uh, if if uh, if there's a true for the indicator, then you do this. If and so I don't. I guess this check stop loss take profit thing is this, and so I guess I would just run this check stop loss take profits thing up here, and then I would get my trues and falses, and then down here I would just say if exit if OHLC stops bar, then you run this. And then what's interesting here too is that I guess it tells you what it is. Like take profit, trailing stop loss, but this is a dictionary. Uh, but I guess this also has a number function. So I'm not 100% sure how. Outation. So I guess you can just, what the fuck? Outdict? What? This same example as under this? Generate using generate XMB, generate stop choice. Stop type. This doesn't have outdict. How do you even get outdict? There's not even an outdict in here. What? Exit args? Anyways, um, hopefully I remember this. Let me see. We will go down here. Do this and say something like um So I'm thinking, this would just generate the trues and falses, and then down here, I would have to still just generate the order, so that way I could process to see. Yeah, so I guess it would be the same exact. It would probably have to be end up being the same exact thing, which is this just generates the trues and falses, and then down here, this is just. But the other problem now is how how ugh. So I guess I'd have oh man. Yeah, this could get pretty messy because then it's like if I'm doing add-on and I'm able to get into multiple different trades, how is this thing going to know that I want a maximum of 3 trades or 4 trades or 5 trades or something like that? I don't think that that's possible. Anyways, I'm getting way too off track here. I don't know if I was recording or not, but here I just came to find out that he actually has value. And I did not think that that was possible. And that also makes me think about all this other stuff. I'm pretty sure that, yeah. So we have our close price, our clean entries, our clean exits. Here, I'm not exactly sure how it deals with the add-on part, but I'm pretty sure if I did add on, there's probably some way to be able to do like max equity and all this other stuff, but it's like, oh man, because this documentation is just so bad. The documentation is so. Is the documentation bad or am I just lazy or whatever? I mean, but the problem is that everybody complains about the documentation. And then everybody's asking simple questions because the documentation is so bad. Ah, god damn it. But the other problem is that I would have never figured any of this stuff out if I didn't go on this journey of being like, I need to do this, and I needed to do this, and I needed to do this. I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, I have to start thinking of it like this. I want my own thing. And so I'm just basically having to use vector BT as a guide. I'm basically, I guess the universe put both Octobot and vector BT in front of me because it was like, here's Octobot. Here is possibly how you want things to be in the future as far as you have one centralized location that has a GUI system that you can just click certain things and it'll change all this other stuff. And you can also run your strategy that you've now created. But they don't know anything about trading, they don't know anything about data science. Then you have Vector BT, where it's like, here's the data science, here's the part that Octobot was missing. So now that you know about both of these things, it's your job to merge them and create what Octobot and Vector BT should be. They need if they just came together and had a baby, that would be it. But I would still need to do the documentation because if they came together and had a baby, they would still have the worst they would have the worst documentation ever and they would still both have no marketing. So like That's where I come in. So, but I guess that's where it's like I know marketing. Wait. I believe that I know marketing, so I just need the product. Just like that's just basically been my whole story, my whole entire life. Is I feel like I've known enough about marketing and putting stuff out there. I just need to be that dude that has that thing. Like with the fitness thing, I wasn't gigantic and big, and so I needed to go and do the bodybuilding thing, but obviously my digestive system. Then it's like with the music stuff, I knew that I was going to be the shit and I knew how to market it and I wanted to market it, but my stomach and my problems with my hands or whatever. And then with the Facebook and all that other stuff, I mean, I believed that I knew how to market, but I don't know. I feel like that whole thing was just a lie. Uh, Especially since Brian couldn't get any results as they started clamping down, and we tested 50 million products and tested everything that those people were saying on YouTube. I feel like those people were just making money from, they had to have been. There's no way the shit that those people were talking about, there's just no way. There's no way those guys were actually making money. There's no fucking way possible. Um, so I guess I can't even use the Facebook thing without any proof that somebody else is actually doing a thing, because most all those people were selling courses. And seeing as how we had infinite money with Brian and we got absolutely no results after testing 50 million different things, it's just like there's just no way. There's just no way that shit actually worked anymore. Obviously it worked before, but it doesn't work anymore. Um and then yeah, with the trading, look at what I did with the trading. I that's I guess why I know that I know marketing is like Luke, Pro Traders Lounge. Daniel started as soon as Daniel started doing what I was saying, like engagement increased, all that other stuff. Pro Traders Lounge is doing what I told Daniel should have been done, and they're killing the game. Luke fucked me over, but he's doing all that. So it's like I know that I know what I'm talking about. I just need to have my own thing to be able to promote it the way I want to. And so I guess thinking of it from that point of view, from now on moving forward, I can't get caught up on what Vector BT can or cannot do. I just need to finish my own thing and then eventually learn how to create my own version of a Vector BT. Because I need to eventually completely move away from it, or obviously eventually, but as of right now, if I could just create my own little section, like the little folder within Vector BT like I have, do that, and then that way I can uh yeah, so it's like who cares? If Vector BT does the thing, cool. Learn how to make it the way you want to make it. Even if it's like almost a one-to-one copy. Um but I guess I have to look at this as, sampling, like how hip hop artists just sample. Like, oh, I want to sample this, sample that, sample this, and then like remix it into what it is that I want. But anyways, I don't even know why I'm talking about all this. But I guess I'm just now convincing myself to stop looking at the things that Vector BT can do and all of this other stuff and just learn, oh, you can do this. Oh, okay. Well, let me figure out how to make it so that way I can just generate true and falses for the entries and exits. Um, and or maybe I don't. I don't know. But yeah, it's just more about more and more borrowing. So here's something I just learned. If I'm looking to figure out how the start end period, start value, end value, total returns, if I'm looking to figure out how that stuff is calculated, if you do pf.metrics, you can figure out start is the function to calculate that is here. Here, get init cash, final value, total return. So that's interesting. That's interesting. So here, and so here we are creating the data frame of all of the different possibilities through this loop. So here we have the total returns, total trades, total win, like the win rate, expectancy, whatever I wanted to grab. Then we have this index of 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever. So now in order to set the index as the lower and upper, you just take the Cartesian product and you throw it in as your index. So this is a tuple, and then I'm naming the first part of the tuple this, the second part of the tuple this. So if I have a tuple of like 6 different things, then you just put a list of 6 different the 6 things here, and then that creates a index like that, a multi-index. And then I guess I'd have to do like iLock 2070 or something like that. Interesting. And so now we can see on the heat map, we can grab this and then we can do vbt.heatmap. I guess this is also probably part of the general accessors. Generic accessors. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Nope. Anyways. And I forget there's a way to do like multiple total returns. $30 and $70. I remember there's a way to add multiple things here. But anyways. So this is the loop method, which I don't think that I would be using. And so now, well, I mean, I learned how to have the data frame, turn it into a data frame from the results of the PF stats. So I guess if I'm going to use a portfolio, so I guess what I need to try to do is figure out a way to get away from the portfolio or maybe this is probably the best. I'd have to create some type of function that says, give me an order, give me, you'd have to create a custom function every time. And then you'd also have to create something like this every single time. But that kind of defeats the purpose. But maybe this is the solution to what I was trying to do, basically. is you just do your ranges for all of the different things that you want. Then you do the Cartesian product for all of, so you have a Cartesian product for all of your indicators, and then you have a Cartesian product of all of your stop loss, all of that stuff. Then you do this exact thing right here. I guess here would be test RSI, then you put a bunch of different things. I don't know. Anyways, we're gonna do the using columns next. So here's one thing to look at. When I do pf.orders.records readable, there's this column and then the timestamp. Then you have size, price, fees, side. You have the QF thing here, and then you have order ID. But then when you go to pf.order records, oh, you have call is 0, then you have 1,572. So I think the answer to being able to do this is in here. Because I have to figure out how. Because, yeah, this is. Oh my God. Holy shit. Without having number. Oh my God. Still fast, though. And it's still way faster than Octobot. Um, yeah, this is going to be interesting here. Holy Jesus. I completely and totally underappreciate number. Oh my God. I don't know how long I'm gonna have to sit here for. Oh my God. Well, maybe what I could have done, wait, 1,573 was the column. So maybe what I can actually do here is I could copy this and we'll do basic RSI strat. Simple. And we will do this. don't delete that. We'll delete this, 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 this. Is this thing done over here? Hey, we done. Because you see here, 0 through 1/5. So yeah, clearly it's in here. And so how does it get this? This is 27 and 8. Records readable. Uh, this is cached. Oh, no, I don't want it to be cached. So that's in vector BT records base records read. Okay, so let's see if we did it. So I'm not sure if it's my like the amount of rows that I have, or if it is a problem with vector BT, but if I try to run this, it crashes the kernel. Um, which he did, I think he did talk something about that, but I can't find it. Um, but it's interesting because clearly I can have this sized array. But the only problem is that we got 18 gigs of memory being used, I guess. Let me see if I... what is using all this memory? I don't have anything else open. And I just paused OBS, so I don't know what else is causing that. Um, So now the question becomes, how do I deal with this? I mean, with that stop signals thing that I did, he had over like 4 million parameter backtest things and all that other stuff, and that didn't crash. Hmm. But I did look into the orders thing. Um, so up here we have this self, which is the portfolio. Then we have the self of the order records. We're sending the wrapper, the order records, and the close. Um, and then from there, that's how you get the orders. But I'm guessing the wrapper is what contains the names of the columns. Because clearly the order records only contain the number. And so inside of this wrapper it has to be um, extends records for working with order records. And you have this wrapper, self wrapper, record array, close. Oh yeah, it was supposed to be records read. Oh wait, where is that at? Readable. And then you have this self, which is basically a record, I guess. Oh yeah, so here you have this data frame, which is a records, and then inside of that you have call.name for call.name in df columns. So we're getting the data frame columns, call name in field settings. Um, Let's see. Hmm? Um, yeah, so uh Numba does deal with strings. So it says here supported is if else while whatever whatever. Um but I don't know. Anyways, I feel like I'm going to have to well, yeah, I think the answer is going to lie within debugging this. But I think the answer is not what I want to see or hear or read. But because it's gonna force me to well, I guess this is the part where I'm gonna have to learn polars because here's where I'm going to have to yeah, here's where I'm gonna have to create my own records readable, my own orders, because this very last part is going to have to do this, where I'm gonna have to figure out a way to, you know, take all these columns and somehow I'm gonna have to create my own from signals that takes the data frame and the data frame and the data frame, and then it takes like the order and it takes the account states, or I'm gonna have to yeah, and it takes the account state and it takes the entries and the exits, I guess, and then it uh it it does this because I'm gonna need to store some type of wrapper, but I think that wrapper has like tons and tons and tons of information. But anyways, I need to stop speculating. I just need to walk through this very slowly, and by doing that, I just need to do something where it's like Windows is gonna be like 10 through 12. This is gonna be through 1 to 2, and this will just be through 72. And then this would be oh, I guess that's Anyways, take a break and then I'll come back and we will create a very simple with just a couple of windows, a couple of lower, a couple of uppers, and run it through here, and then get the records readable and figure out how it's doing all that. Um, oh, but I'm just getting like more and more, not, I don't want to say scared, but it's like, I guess I guess I don't want to say scared, but like looking at this whole from signals thing is just disgusting. Like all of this stuff, you know, and then all of this like map fields thing, and then when you look into the wrapper, the wrapper is like just nothing but tons and tons and tons of other vector BT objects and stuff like that, and so it's like I'm 90,000% sure all of that stuff is necessary, and so it's like, I mean, I guess I have to just keep reminding myself that I'm in this for the long run and that I'm literally just going to probably have to. But then it's like, am I in this to recreate my own vector BT, or am I in this to just use something like a vector BT and then do what Dillip is doing, which is figuring out how to display information like I want to, or whatever it is? I mean, but at the same time, I don't want to. I guess that's what it is. It's like, I'm if I want to build my own community and do what I want to do, I am going to have to build this. And on top of that, if I'm going to actually be a quant trader and somebody who can build strategies from the ground up because I understand exactly how backtesting works, I'm going to have to be able to do something like this. So, uh, yeah. But I guess the good news is that once I can understand how to do that, to do this like naming thing and all of this other stuff, then I guess from there the sky is the limit, because then it's like, okay, well, now I know how to do all of that, put all of that stuff into a table. I can do all the testing. Now, well, I guess yeah, maybe it took me, maybe I have to also think of it from a point of view of like, maybe it took me almost an entire month to finally make this thing, right? That goes through and just does all of this stuff, right? So now maybe it's going to take me another month to figure out how to get all that information, then create order records that, can do all of that. But I'm also thinking maybe what's going to have to happen, I don't know. Anyways, I gotta stop and go take a break. All right, so we're in here, and if we take a look at this, so we have this really, really simple, 2015, 2020, 2015, 2020. Wait, what? Why is this 2015, 2020, 2015, 2020? Why is it like that? Oh, let me change this to, this will be 5. 25, 15, 25, 20. Why is this like this? Why is it 25, 15, 25, 20, 25, 15, 25, 20? 25, 15, 25, 20. 25, 15, 25. Hmm? Shouldn't it just be 15, 25, 15, 30? 20, 25, 20, 30? RSI cross below, RSI window. So RSI cross below the 25 with the window of 15, RSI cross below 25, 20. Why the fuck is it doing this? What? RSI below 25, 70, 50. 25, 70, 20. 25, 80, 15, 25, 80. Just a second. Okay, so I just realized that we're zipping the product of these together with the cross below. So I guess what's missing here is the because down here we have 25, 50, 25, 15, 25, 15, but then there's also this. So I'm just trying to figure out how does it know that? But I guess it's but if I print this out, it's 25, 25, and then 30, 30. We have 25, 30. So I guess what it's doing is 15, 25, 70, 15, 25, 80, uh, 20, 25, 70, 20, I don't know, 15, 25, 70, 15, 25, 80, 15, 30, 70, 15, 30, 80. That's the only reason 15, 25 something, 15, 25. Yeah. But what I don't understand is how does this thing understand? So I'm sending it this, so then this is doing 25, 50, 25, 15, 25, 15, 30, 25, 15, 25, 15, 30, 15, 30, 15. I mean, I guess that makes sense because I have to do 25, 15, 25, 25, 15, 25, 20, 30, 15, 30, 25, 15, 20. And I guess if this automatically does the Cartesian product, then I guess that makes sense because now we're taking this lower, so we're taking the Cartesian product of this 25, 70, 25, 80, 30, 70, 30, 80, and then we're doing that as a Cartesian, and then after that we're doing another Cartesian with the window, which is 25, 15, 25, 15, uh, or the Cartesian product of this would be 15, 15, 20, 20. So 25, 15. Wait, what? I just had it. Instance. We have 25, 15. Oh, 25, 15, 25, 20. 25, 15, 25, 20. 30, 15, 30, 20. 30, 15, 30, 20. Okay, that's why. All right, that makes sense. Um, anyways, so now, if we go into here, we are sent over to this records readable, and we inside of this self. So we create a data frame based off of the records, and inside of the records, all we have is those records, uh, um, which is this: your zeros, your IDs. You have your ID, your column, your index, your size, and so what it's doing is it's mapping. So the when you do this portfolio in the from signals, it does all this mapping stuff. This is where I'm kind of like I might have. This is the part where it's like I might have to give up on building my own thing for now, and then just build like little side functions that work alongside with like how he did with this RSI strat with the loop, like test RSI. So within here, I might have to do something. But then the other problem is like I don't think it's possible to do something to where if I do the add-on and then say, you know, because there's no way I could get inside of this and do something to where it says, hey, if my size gets to the point where it is I guess I'd have to have a size, and then I'd have to every time the portfolio is created, I would have to come back and check to see if the within the portfolio if my current no, that's impossible because that's going to be already in within number. I don't know. So yeah, I'm stuck in between a rock and a hard place now because it's like if we look at uh all of this, like if we actually go through this thing here, we will see that we have our we have our records that we create as a data frame, or just it's just called DF, which is a pandas data frame, I think. Yeah, it's a pandas data frame, and inside of there we have our values, which is just our record array, and then our columns right now are basically order ID, call, index size, all this other stuff. I don't know why order ID. Why did it change to order ID? Let's stop this and run it again. Oh, that's because it already went through all of this. So let's just put this up here. And then do this again. There we go. So now we just have a self, and then we're going to do this. And so right now, our columns is just ID call, which is the same exact thing as the just taking a NumPy array and turning it into a data frame. Then here, field settings, you have ID is name, title, this. Then you have all this stuff here where it's like uh, self.field.config.get settings. And so inside of here, this is the problem, is that you have the the name call, the title is column, and its mapping is columns. And so this is the part where it's like, okay, well then now I'd have to go back and figure out how do you even get this whole, how do you get columns, the how do you get the call to be mapped to columns? Well, that's part of the process, because then what ends up happening is you change it to order ID, right? So because the field settings is name ID is mapped to order ID, right? And then what ends up happening is it says here, if mapping in dictionary, which this does have mapping, then come down here again. So we have call. We're sitting on call now, and then so if for column name call is mapping in dictionary, yes it is for column. So you can see, oh, inside of dict. So dict equals field settings call name. So field settings this. So now we take this whole section and put it into dict. And then from there, we're saying, is mapping inside of this? If mapping is inside of that, then check, it is. So now check, is it an instance? In this situation, no. Oh, it's not index, which is going to come next. So then we come down here, and then get apply mapping array column name. And so this is the part where I'm just like, what the hell? So then if we go into this, then it's get mapping array. So the self is the field. The self dot field. Oh, field is call. And then we do a dot apply mapping dot values. Okay. So what the hell is this? If mapping is none, if instance mapping, map lower index, else mapping dot lower equals columns, then mapping equals self dot wrapper dot columns. Self dot wrapper dot columns is this multi-index right here. And so get map field, I don't know what the fuck this is. So we just came from up here, okay. So all we did was send it the column name. So we don't have any quargs or anything like that. So we have our self, and then we have our field, which is call, and that's all we send. We don't send any quargs. Quarg seems to be empty. And then, so we get the mapping field, which I'm not 100% sure. What is this? Mapping field? And get mapping field, and then get map field. Return self.map. This is the part where it's just like, damn it. Call. Self has this call. ID array index mapping. Yeah, here we go. So I guess I'd have to even go back even further and just figure out this part, which is the mapping of the entries and the exits. Because then I wonder if you even just, if you do like, because this stuff kind of makes sense. You know, you have these things, and I'm pretty sure if I just go through the from signals, I'd be able to see. But the from signals is a bit much, as we've seen. Because we have this, and then we have all of this shit. Then we come down here, and we have all of this stuff. We have this map enums field. Got all this stuff here. I think it would be like, I'd have to look up. So I have this entries. If entries is none, if exits true. Where the fuck do we actually even map the columns? Because the columns come from the entries. So template mapping is here. Because we take the broadcastable broadcasted args, which is, it has the entries, and then we have this template mapping. And then what do you do with template mapping? Adjustable stop loss, adjust take profit. If signal function mode, signal args deep substitute. Signal func. Oh, signal args, signal args, signal args. So signal args, so it has to be inside of here. Signal args equals this, and then you send the signal args to this, and that's where you have your trues and falses and stuff like that that come out. And then you have your order records, but then return CLS. So I would assume that it has to, well, if signal func mode, what is this? Signal func. Signal func. Signal func mode equals signal func NB is not. So basically, signal func mode equals signal func NB is not. All right. Well, uh, I am going to have to follow this. And yeah. All right. Well, so let's do that. Oh boy. All right. So template mapping. Where's that? Add to watch. Size, price, size, type. This is exactly what I need to do. But where are the entries? Shouldn't there be entries here? Broadcasted args. What is this? This is just has trues and falses. Where does this thing get mapped at? I thought it was template mapping. Because the information for the entries is here. The information for the entries and the information for the exits is here. I guess maybe I also need to understand this because how does it get this information? Um, this happens in the wrapper. So this happens. What is this? This is just a wrapper? How does this thing even get a wrapper? So I knew it was in the wrapper. So wrapper 2D array from object close frequency group by quark. So let's see here. So we don't have a wrapper yet. Apply wrapper from object. Apply wrapper. Let's go one more real quick. So we'll create the wrapper, and inside the wrapper we have columns, and inside of columns we have values. So we are looking for this columns. So apply wrapper. Columns equals columns. But how does it get those columns from the... Wait, what are these columns? These columns, 10, 70, 15. A wrap from object. Close frequency group by wrapper quarks. If wrapper quarks is none, if wrapper quarks is none, then this is none. There's nothing inside of that. What is the object? RSI cross below. Object? What is the object that we're sending? Close? Somehow this object, which I don't know what is the object. I guess the object already has the multi-index, and then the values is this. So the object has that, but what? How does it have these columns already? How does it have these fucking columns? Where is it getting it from? Because it's not entries. Our exit columns are this. So it has to get that way before. But the close price doesn't have these columns either. The columns have to be made somehow. I think it might be here. I think it has to be here. Wait, what? How the hell is this stuff called first? What? How do you skip all that stuff? If I go into here, how the hell do I skip? vectorbt.base.array_wrapper. But how do you put the fucking thing? How do you put the multi-index together is the question. The inside of this object, we already have the columns put together. So somewhere between this wrapper equals array wrapper dot from object. But this happens after. You have array wrapper, then you go into here to this from object, and then somehow your object already fucking has the columns? How does your object, but where are you getting that object? Where are you even getting that object from? It's definitely not close. It can't be close. What the is this? Oh, it is close. Close has it? How does close get this? Close? Close price. But this is close price. What? How does close already have all that shit? The first time close is even mentioned is here. What? Okay, close doesn't have columns. Now it does. Close equals broadcast args close. So somehow the broadcast args. So I guess inside of here you have your values. So I guess values. But do we even have a close? Close RSI. We already have the multi-dex here for close. How is that possible? It has to happen somewhere in here. Broadcast args is not even defined yet. So that if we go inside of here, and let's go on more. Oh, okay, wait. So we have this down here. So let's go back. And let's go forward. What? Wait. I think I saw it. So here, we don't have anything. Let's put it there. Boom. So it happened somewhere in here. Probably somewhere in here. Have anything yet? If align columns. Alls align to 31. 31, 32. Oh. Calls align to 31, 32. Here we go. Holy shit, we have all of this more to go. So it's somewhere in here. View index, broadcast index. Let's see what happens here. Args to shape. Index from, columns from. What? Where's columns from? Oh, if columns from is not. Jesus Christ, man, you gotta be kidding me. This is why I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm just kind of like, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way I'm gonna rewrite all of this stuff. There's no way. Wait, we skipped a whole bunch of stuff. So now I have to think, would it be easier to just create a data type and then just do the order records? Man, but there's no escaping this shit here. Like, there's no escaping. Because, like, I could just go into the order records and then you'd have to create a new data type every single time. Man. That yeah, there's no flexibility in that. I guess if you want to have flexibility, you have to do what he's done. Because now I'm wondering if I were to do stop stops and then I do 0.01, I do 0.1, I do 0.005. And then I do take profit stops at 0.01, 0.05. So this is 2 to 1. This is 3 to 1. And this would be 0.2, 0.3. Right? So if I do this, what? What? Oh, it's because I have exits. What? I might be really screwed here. I might have to figure out my own solution to mapping. Because I can have I would so for me, uh here, I would have to do something that I would have my list RSI below RSI window. And I would have to know that I would have to figure out some type of way to be able to map this. I would have to take this OS. I'd have to take this indicator setting. So I would have to have a column called indicator setting and have it set to 0. And then when I get done with all of this shit, I I would need to be able to take that number and map that number to this column. I'd have to do exactly what he's doing in there. I'd have to take that number, map it to the columns and entries, and then return all that stuff. And so I'd have to take my order records, map all that shit out, and then uh, do all that, and then inside of here, I would have to take the bar and map that bar to what he did, which is this. So I'd have to take that 32 and map that to the index, exactly like what he did. And then I would have to take, I would have to have every single one of these things inside of the order records. Each and every single one of these things has its own column. And then I would have to come out here and map each one of those to the field names of the tuple and put that inside of this, which would end up making this thing like 50 million columns long. It would add 40 new columns to this thing. But I think for now, I don't need all of these things. I would just need uh leverage mode. I guess what I do is you create an order, then you create an account state, then you create an order data type with all of these fields that are needed. Well, actually, we don't even. I mean, we could use the size and the price and all this other stuff, but we already have the realized P&L. So all we'd have to do is just sum up all of that for each thing. And so what I could do is from that moment, I create the data type, and then inside of here, I would send it. I would also come in here and I'd put something like data type and then data type here. And then inside of here, I would order records equals empty data type equals the data type that was created. And then we loop through all of this stuff. Ah, fuck. And then I guess the problem would be that fill the order records. Shit. Well, how would you fill the order records? If you did order records, I think you'd have to do. I think you'd have to do like a for loop here, and then just do like order records 0 for the row, right? Because this would be the first time you come through, so you'd have to do like a for loop, and then you have like order record 0 and then order record 0 for the column. So I'd say let's just say that this is the first one is the column, or maybe it would have to be something like a. I think it's actually would be this. I think it would be something like a. No, I think it would just be like this. Yeah, because I have to figure out. If I, oops. No, what was I thinking? Oh, so here, if I do 0, then I do 0, then I do 2, 3. Okay, okay, okay. So this might actually be possible. And then the fill order records. Fill order records. So the fill order records would have to have this, and I would have to send it uh, the order records results, the bar, the column, the order count, the order result, and then I'd have to send it something else, and then I'd do a for loop, and it's all of this stuff. Uh, yeah, and then so the first is the row, so I'd send it we would send it the order count. The order count would be this, which would be 0, because that first order count is going to be the first time that we're filling. Then we go through and we increase the order count. Then we come back and then we would do order count number 1 because we're going to fill it or whatever it is. And then here we have a for loop of the length. We'd have a for loop of the length of the data type, I guess. If there's a way to possibly, if there's there is, because the data type is just a list. So if we can somehow get the length of the data type, then we'd run a for loop through that, all of these things, and then from there, how would we get the information? I guess we would have to send. Oh, okay. So then we'd send the OS, we'd send the indicator setting, and then we'd also send the bar, which we're already doing. And then we would also send the uh we'd have to send the index of these things. So if I could do that, and then at the very end, I would have all the numbers that I need to have. And then from there, I would have to create my own mapping function. Because then after that point, oh, then I'd have to create my own records readable thing, and within that, it would have to within that records readable, it would have to go through all of the different possibilities and sum all that stuff up, and then So instead of having, yeah, and then we'd have like a total returns call. We'd have like this RSI cross below, RSI crossed above, RSI window. Then we'd have the stop loss and take profits and all that other stuff. And then we'd have like the total returns, total trades, and all of that. Um, so I'd have to build like my own. Yeah. So it'd have to be like pf.stats would do all of the mapping. So I guess you'd have to, in the stats, you would have to send the indicator. You'd have to send the indicator. You'd have to send the original order. You'd have to, and then you'd have to send the order records. So you'd have to send the entries, the indicator. Uh, well, I guess you just have to send the indicator index, and then you'd also have to send the entries index. That's all you'd really have to do, I think. And then, yeah, you'd have to send this whole, you have to send the index. So I send this exit columns. I'd send the whatever it is, and then because if we are choosing uh, indicator settings 15. So we have the order settings, then we have indicator settings. Oh, the indicator is the RSI. And then for bar and range total bars, open dot shape 0. What are my entries? Oh, my entries already has that. My entries already has cross below and RSI window. So all I need to do is send the entry columns. Yeah, so all I have to do is send the order records, the entry columns, and the original order tuple. And then from there I can match those numbers, which would be 0. So I match the 0 with this. So I'd have to like unzip this and then match this and then make a yeah, I could do that. Make a column for this and make that the column, and then make a column for this and then make this the column, just like he did here. And just make that those are the columns instead of indexes for polars. Then I do the same exact thing for the I guess I could just all I'd have to do is send the tuple fields. That's it. I send the tuple fields. Because with this, if I just get the order dot tuple fields, but somehow I would have to get this information here of which ones were filled. I'd maybe have to just I'd have to just do a for loop. I'd have to send back this list right here, I guess. I'd have to send back a list of leverage mode, order type, price. I mean, it also depends. Like, it could just make my life easier if I just send back. I mean, I don't know how big this array could get, but obviously the memory usage could just be massive. But I guess afterwards you could, instead of, you could like take the order records and then pickle the order records and then delete the order records, and then you can read from the CSV file or read from the pickle file, and then create your information that way. But I think since my computer can handle it, I think the easiest way first would be to take the whole order and put the whole order into the, or maybe what I do is I have an order record which just keeps track of like all of the information for this order, for this setting and this setting, and all I'm doing is just keeping track of like what my stop loss was, what my stop loss percent was, because I don't need to know the prices. I just need to know what my take profit percents, all that stuff. So maybe inside of this order process, I need to have, maybe I'll call this like trade records. Or wait, I could just use the log records for that. I could just use the log records could be this. And then but I probably need to create another records just for the fact that it's like um uh when we come back up to here, I guess we would need like the order. Well, I guess I could do it here. Because it would just be this. It would just be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is. And then I'd store that as, but it's definitely possible. So now, I think I just need to I just need to start building the mapping portion of it. And I need to figure out what's important. Um, you know, I think honestly right now the only thing that's really important is leverage mode, size type, max max risk equity, max equity risk percent, and risk to reward and stop loss percent. Everything else doesn't really matter. And so I think for the data type, I need to come in here and put all of that stuff. Oh, thinking, oh, no, oof. I feel like I want to create another. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be messing around with this whole thing. Like, I think I need to create another data type and um, put whatever it is that I want inside of there. And then I'm gonna come over here and I think it's in the helper functions. Yeah, I need to create another one of these. Comment this one out. And then here, I'll remove all of this stuff. And then here we'll just do size. So order count ID. Then we would have like a order settings. Well, OS. Order what? So how am I even going to send this information? Oh, I guess I would also have to send that through the process order NB. So yeah, this is just going to be me going through this part right here. So right now I'm stuck trying to figure out. Oh, let's see. I don't think you can have a data type as array. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. So here's the thing. I need to I need to go in here and figure out how do I get this thing to just print row by row. but I don't think that that's possible, really. Because I need to be able to do like leverage mode, this mode, that mode, whatever mode. Hmm. Anyways, stuck right now. All right, so I'm almost there, but I'm a little bit confused because this is supposed to be returning order everything. Lev mode equals this, order type equals this, blah, 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 blah. But when I print hello, it's a order everything, and then it says, oh, lev mode equals. Oh, so that's actually what it's supposed to print. Wait. Okay. All right, we are in business now. So that way, if I delete anything, I can just delete it and then just do my dict, whatever the name is, and I don't have to start all the numbers over again. Okay, so what I did is I just take the order, I come in here, I do the Cartesian, then I do a dictionary, and then inside that dictionary I put the name of the field as the key, and then the value is going to be this. And then I create an order everything, and I do leverage mode equals my dict lev mode, and then that has the array, and then so on and so forth, and then we return it. And so that takes less than a second, less than even a millisecond. So that's going to be a very easy, fine process to do. So here, I guess we'll just put that in helper functions. Or no, that's gonna have to be where he has this enums, and then I guess he has a portfolio base. It says enum. So here, if we go into this, so he has a base. So I guess for me, I could create a new folder called base. And then inside of here, I just create the new base.py, I guess. And I do this, and then I guess I just import everything, I guess. Let's see. So install polars. I'm guessing that it should turn green or something. There we go. So that means that I also need to go down here to set up and do polars, pol p a b c d e f g h I j k l m n o. So now we have this base, And here, I have no idea how he does his base. The class method. Okay. So import. There is no number here, so. Alright. So I guess there is no number in the base. In the base. So we have this. I guess this would actually be called a okay. Then I guess that means we can delete this. Damn it, why can't I scroll down anymore? I changed. Hmm. I guess there's like a sticky scroll. What the fuck? Video started as my. Fuck, I did something wrong here. Because now I'm still dealing with the fact that I'd have to do 0 to get this, 1 to get this, 2 to get this, 3 to get this, 4 to get this. If I do this, this is just leverage mode, and then I would need 0. So I'm still stuck in the same fucking position. But I thought, how did I? Oh, shit. Oh, man. How did I just do all of that to end up back where I fucking left off? There was a point to all of that. And now I don't know what it is. Point. Fuck did I just do all of that just to end up back here? So I keep running into that issue because for me, I am grabbing the order, and for him, he's grabbing all of this. So he is doing this. And this is the only way. So then if I did that over here, then I would be able to do, I'd be able to come over here and then create the order. I'd be able to do this, order this, and then, lev mode OS. So the only way to do that is if instead of sending the order, uh, I send this. And so I guess I would have to, I guess, I guess, I guess the order Cartesian product is going to have to take the open, high, low, close, the entries, then it'll take the order, and it'll take an account state. And then from there, I do all of this stuff, and then when I come down here, I just call this. And instead of order, I do all of this and then all of the lev mode and all of that other stuff. So in order to run this, I first have to call a function that is not. So this, I guess this is like my from signals. I guess that's what this is. And then instead of return, I guess I guess here I would need all of this. And then cart from signals. And then when this is done, I call this function, which is going to look for if I come all the way up here, it's going to look for this. So I just basically copy this. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah. So I copy that over to this instead of this. And then inside of, oh, what? Why is that like that? Why is this like this? Why is there something wrong? Oh. This is the account state. So I need to open, high, low, close, entries, account state. Gonna need this as TP array, like, I guess I'll just do that for all these. And then I guess, is this the way it works? If you did like this? Is that the way this works? That's the way the enums works. So I guess maybe I need to do another copy paste thing here. This equals is now TP array labels. And I'm doing this so that way whenever I do the documentation it'll say that it's an array. Okay, and then that means when we come into here, I'm going to do order equals order everything? No. What? So here, I guess this is where I would have to do lev mode equals lev mode 0. No, that's not here. I would just do lev mode equals lev mode OS, like this. So the order is lev mode equals lev mode OS. Or no, wait. I could still just put that up here. That's not going to change. Oh, okay, and then yeah, we're just sending the order result to here. And this is the... Okay. So this should work, even though I know for a fact that this shit is not going to work. This shit is not gonna work. This is not gonna work. Let's see. Anyways, running into that same issue with the price thing. I gotta fucking change that. I can't wait. I can't wait to be able to change that. So I gotta come over here. And I thought I could put the order in the OS, but I can't do that because I have to put it down here with the common folk. I have to put price equal to what? Entry OS. Or no, entry is bar. Right? Because 4 indicator settings, then 4 bar and total bars. If the account balance is less than 1 break, if current indicator bar, what? Oh, is your entries. Current indicator entries. Current indicator entries bar, then current indicator entries price if is true. The price is what? What the fuck is the price? Entries? But entries are just true and falses. Oh, it's open. It's open.bar. Open.bar. Open bar. This price thing is annoying. But it looks like it's possible that it worked. Holy. We out here losing. But this only got up to 16. Oh boy. I feel like it's another problem with the account state not resetting. Yeah, our account state's not reset. For some reason. Oh. And that's because I did actually have to call it OG account state. And then all of this needs to be changed to OG account state. So that way it gets reset. And then that means that over here I need to change this to OG. All right. Try one more again. Oh, damn it. I don't. Card signal's got an unexpected. Okay. Oh no, wait. This actually can just be account state. And then down here, I send OG account state. It's this. All right, so it looks like we made it to 55 with 99,859. Let's just see. Oh, that's not gonna work. 100 through 200. What? That's a reswitch. Boom. We start back over. The price is no. Oh, this is $161. Okay, that makes sense. Boom. That makes sense. This makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Damn, we lost monies. All right. So now Okay. So now this is starting to look more like this. There we go. And so now I think I need to also change this to base because it's not a helper function anymore. It's actually the thing. Base. I'll do apart from signals. Okay. And then from here, I guess this is where I could take the order records. Well, I guess that's now over here. This is where I would have to do what I said, which is start mapping things. But I feel like the only way I can map anything is inside of here. Because that's where it happens in this. Inside of here, that's where all the mapping and stuff happens. And so I guess what I could do is I could return the order records, the log records, and then I could also return the order records, the log records, and then I could return the data frame of all of the stuff mapped. So the data frame would return, it would return a data frame where we have the results of this this combination of information. We'd have a row that returns this combination all the way up to the 55. So here I could do order records. I could do blank blank, data frame, and then it would return the pandas data frame of all of this information that is, it's all mapped. So that means that instead of sending entries.values, I need to send entries. And I wonder if that's going to actually even work. Oh, it does. Type data frame series. Okay, that works. And then down here, I need to send dot values. And here, we'll remove the dot values. And then so order records, log records. And then down here, this is where I have to learn how to do the mapping. Oof. Well, actually, let's do the mapping out here. And then we'll create a function for the mapping. So we just send the order records and then it would map the order records. So let's go back here to this. Okay. And so we have these order records. And now, and we have the information for this, and we have the column names. And so now what we need to do is we need to first send the we need to send the we have the ID, we have the column, we have the index, which is the bar, and then now we need the group. Not the group. Oh, wait a minute. Let's not mess with this. Let's just do this with the log records. Because the log records has bar, call, group. It has all this information that would possibly be needed. So we'll remove all of this. And we will remove, well, okay. So we have size. Anyways, this is what I'm working on. Actually, no, I take that back because the log record has that weird thing where here the log records. So it's like if it's filled, then we do all this. I guess we'll just do if is field. I guess we'll just do this. No. Not do that. We'll just do group here. And we'll do group here as well. Okay. Okay. So now we have the ID, the column, the bar. Shit. Oh, you know what? We'll just copy this. And we will comment it out. And then we'll move this down, and this is the new one. Okay. Bar. Bar is bar. Column is. Anyways. All right, so we have the order records, we have the ID, the order settings. 0. What? What? What the fuck? Total order settings. Lev mode 0. Dot size. Let's see here, boys. Do I have none but disabled? Yes, I do. Let's go into this. Let's go into this. Let's go to here. And let's run ourselves a little bit of a debug, shall we? Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Run everything again. Oh shit. This is when I don't have number. If I Oh god, if I put on number, what is gonna happen? There's no way this works. Name order type is not defined. Eight 30 88 3 88 3 order type on 88 3 fill log records. Oh, that's probably makes a little bit of sense. What is all this shit? Wait, what is all this? Order record not filled. We come down here, fill log records, order type. Oh, I deleted all that stuff. So I guess, yeah, this is the original one. Then come down here. These log records don't even matter. Dots. Please, Lord, let that be the only problem. Please, Lord, please, Lord, please, Lord. There's no way. There's no way this works with number. I stand corrected. Okay. So now I have to go through and do the mapping thing. Uh, uh, so I guess what I'm supposed to do is add columns based off this. So it's like if order setting is 0, then grab the stop loss and put the stop loss information in here. Then grab the all those ones that I said, order type, realize order type, stop loss percent, risk to reward, max this, size type, and leverage. So if I see that, I have to make those 4 or 5 columns. So I have to add columns. I feel like that's gonna be crazy because there's no way you could do that dynamically. I don't think. Well, yeah, you could. You could just do like 4. for order setting list in length of the list, right? Then we would just do df, then we do order list equals order records. I need to get this. And then I need to, oh shit. Well, I would just have the list here equals stop loss TP blah blah whatever. How do I convert this into a markdown? There we go. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So yeah, unfortunately, there's no dynamicness behind it. Unless while doing this, I so for this, if well, I was gonna say if this size is bigger than 1, well, okay, yeah. So I don't know. This is where it's like you just return every field name in the order, and then you just put it in your data frame. I think that that's probably what you do, and then you just include everything as your columns, and then the user can decide on what columns that they want to see. That way it remains dynamic because I don't know what the user is going to try. But I guess at that point you don't even, well, yeah, I guess you need the OS still. But then how do you get that? Do we have yet? Because here it's like, oh, well, we do still have this. So we could get my dict lev mode 0. Yeah. Wait, there's only 4 different. possibilities here? Is that what's happening? Because the size of this is just 4. So that means that what I did up here is 1.5 to 5, 1.5 to 7.5. Oh yeah, there is only 4. 1.5 to 5, 1.5 to this, 2 to this, 2 to this. And so it's only a length of 4. And so what does that mean down here? What does any of that mean? Oh, so um yeah, so 1 is associated with the 1. 0 is 0 is associated with 0, 1 is associated with 1, 2 is associated with 2, 3 is associated with 3. And so the OS, it will just do like this, 0 or whatever. And we'll be able to get that information. So that actually works. So I guess I should just send the whole entire. Yeah, yeah. Um, I wonder if it would be better to just create a data frame with. I wonder if it would be better to just do something like. We'll just create like an empty data frame. And then inside of this, you just do a for loop through all of the stuff. Like you concatenate a list of things with the names that you want in the proper order, and then you just run through all of the results. Can you even do that? I don't even know what I'm saying. I'll take a break from thinking. So I've still just been taking a break. It's about time for me to just chill. So I'll probably just pick up tomorrow on this whole data frame thing because again, I have to just keep thinking of this from a point of view of like, I just need to get this fucking thing out. And I don't know. Having the whole list of the data frame and then having the ability for the user to just choose which columns to show. But that's gonna be super annoying. Uh but it'll be the easiest. And so just gotta get it out there. Because this is the like last part. I get this, then all you gotta do is just do like plot or you know whatever because I'll have the I need to do the win rate as well. Um anyways, I'm tired.